Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.
This is definitely a Red Bull day. Holy moly, have we got everything right now? Oh, good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world. Oh, let me fix my shirt. Oh, I'm beautiful again. Ex-truck driver in the whole wide world's Bitcoin Ben. Have we got everything but the kitchen sink being thrown at us right now? We have, oh my God, there's meteorites everywhere. We have them in Michigan, Colorado, Florida, Texas, California, meteorites everywhere. Now, I did a little recon this weekend, and where I went was out in California, and what I witnessed was the U.S. is testing its rocket defense capabilities. This is where it shoots off and it separates and it tracks rockets that are inbound. Yeah, witness it first. This is not, hey, somebody told me this. I witnessed it firsthand, watching these things launch and then track. They're very unique looking. There's no other defensive weapon like them. They're very unique. If you've seen like what's going on over in Israel, the Iron Dome, it's that kind of technology. So they are practicing using them out in California, which is, I don't know if that's a regular occurrence. I'm assuming not. Maybe once in a while they'll run a test, but this was all over the area as I was there. And watching that, I'm like, okay, why the hell are we testing these defensive Iron Dome rockets in California? I just want to throw that out there. There's some weird shit going on in California. I was there for another reason, but that it's all linked for why I was there. There's obviously we are being sabotaged here in America, and this is all over the Straits of Hormuz? Hormuz, is that how you pronounce it? Thucker and Thuckatash. He goes, this is what I've learned. Trump and other powers that be include Russia and China. I know this sounds odd. Russia and China are helping America get rid of and take over Iran, because this is this is a war to break the back of the bankers. I know it looks like an oil war, but this is actually going after the bankers, because the bankers are who ran Iran, or who runs Iran in the larger levels. And Iran and the Strait of Hormuz, I think it's Hormuz. Please let me know if that is correct. Hormuz. This is critical because they need to remove Iran and the threat of that area. Oh, thank you. Hormuz. Thank you. They need to remove that control that Iran has. Because this is, and you can see what is going on, is we had a fire that they say originated at a heater in Texas. I don't know. Seems kind of suspicious that we have a huge fucking fire at an oil rig or an oil refinery company in Texas while we have all this other shit going on. And also, big is Russia. They just had an attack on their largest oil facility in Russia. There's a lot of crazy shit that's going on right now, and it's all linked. Now, for those of you who watched the show a few weeks ago, now all of a sudden Washington, D.C. is getting concerned about the general that went up or went suddenly disappeared in New Mexico, and how there are 4 other people linked with him that are either dead or are now missing. They're all linked with several things: energy projects, mainly fusion, and the alien information. All of a sudden, Washington, D.C., and the general media is like, oh, hey, there's kind of this important general that just went missing. And he didn't take his glasses. He didn't take his phone. You know, no big deal. No big deal. Now, a few weeks ago, I was there. I literally drove past his house. There's no search party. The locals right around his house. I had an oil change right like near his house. I got coffee right near his house. No one had known nothing about it. They're like, we haven't really seen anything. We haven't seen like a search party or helicopters or drones or anything. These are the people that live around his house, where he supposedly went missing for, or from. This is all linked together. This is all energy. Now, once you understand that the bankers control, and the elites, and I mean the upper elites, they control everything through the financial markets. They allocate money to the companies of their friends and of industries that will play their game. Trust me. just a little heads up what's going on with me. I've had 5 bank accounts closed. 5. I just had to move all of my companies over to a new bank account. Why? They won't tell me. No, we just we no longer want you banking at our bank. Apparently, and no one has even said high risk industry or anything like that. No, just, and even the new fucking bank that I hooked up with, they're blocking everything. Wires, payroll. I've had to juggle fucking payroll for the last like 3 or 4 weeks. And it's because the banks, unfortunately, in the business community, you got to have a bank. You have to. There's no way around it. We're at war for the new system. I've explained this. And the old system is going to bring the country and the world completely down. This is what happened with World War I, World War II. It was, if they can't win, no one wins. We all just fucking, they crash everything. Well, Trump and others, all right, yeah. Hey, Ben, you need this thing called Bitcoin. Look it up. Brother, I wish. No, our credit union in El Salvador is fine. There's no issues with that. It's just, I run a company in America. This, trust me, if I could shift everything over to private key credit union right now, I would. I just can't. It isn't all set up yet. We're living in the craziest fucking times. Now, mind you, World War I, World War II, absolutely crazy. Crazy times for their times. We are more connected than ever before. I mean, you guys are watching this probably on a cell phone, maybe a laptop. You're watching my show in real time from wherever you're at. Oh, hang on. Those are all networks. Everything is networked together. I mean, you see what is going on with private credit? People have no idea what a big fucking deal this private credit is, because it's like, oh, it's private credit. There's nothing going on there. It's just private credit. Guys, the private credit money comes from loans from the banks. These are wealthy people who actually borrow against their shares and then invest that actual borrowed money into what we call private credit. Well, their shares are linked with that loan. And private credit is being crushed right now. AI is advancing at such a pace, and it is completely decentralizing the whole AI narrative. Yes, you are going to have some of the companies make a lot of money. Those who make the chips are going to make a shit ton of money. But those who have invested billions of dollars into Anthropic and OpenAI, OpenAI is already looking for more investors because their capex is higher than what they thought it would be. And this, they haven't even shown how they're going to make money in this new AI world. Because as AI writes AI, as the AI writes its own software, which is where we're at, we don't have humans writing the AI software anymore. We have recursive AI, which means it's self-improving AI now. That means humans are just looking it over after the AI writes the code. This, yes, exactly. You nailed it, right? Dismantling the British rule. Yes, that's because you have to remember that Britain, the government of Great Britain, is not ran by who you think it's ran by. The Rothschilds basically took over the government of England 100 and something years ago. Actually, longer than that. We have England and London and UK and all. Now, UK is doing a little bit better since like Brexit, but there's still, the world is not ran how we think it's ran. If you guys have a chance, there's an interview between Simon Dixon and Peter McCormick this weekend. Watch that. Simon Dixon breaks it down perfectly on who is really running this and how we are at war for the new system. And he thinks that it's just going to gradually transition, and there's not really going to be a collapse. There may be little dips, but there's not going to be a collapse. Folks, this is the only part that I really disagree with Simon Dixon on, because yeah, like, yes, please, I live here. Yeah. I am sorry that you live there. I mean, nothing against your people. This is not the people of Great Britain. This is not saying they're actually like bad people or anything. The governments suck because they're involved and they are monetarily rewarded for creating this new world order of the old world order. And I mean, George Bush, this is a great opportunity for a new world order. That world order. That world order is at war with another new world order that is the Trump, I hate to say it, right wing. We basically, and this is going to sound bad, but fuck if it ain't true. We basically have what we had in World War II. Whenever the left says, oh my God, Trump's Hitler, those in the know who say that, those who like, oh my God, Trump is Hitler, what they're meaning is Trump is the resistance to the progressive agenda. But just like Hitler, Trump, now a lot less with Trump, because Hitler literally was funded by the Federal Reserve and the global, well, it's true, Jews. Remember, at the time of World War II, we had the head of the American Federal Reserve, all right? Over here in America, we had the head of the Federal Reserve. His brother was the head of the Federal Reserve in Germany. His fucking brother. Because it was a bankers controlled war. Hitler thought that he could shift it all. And he really began after World War I. He launched a new currency. He removed the old Weimar Republic currency and he replaced it with the Deutschmark. Because remember, in Germany, they don't call themselves Germans. Germany is Deutschland. That's what Germans call themselves. There are Deutschland. We have to understand that this group of, and I just have to be honest, capitalist bankers. Now, when I say capitalist, I mean it in kind of the old 1860s definition of capitalism, where it isn't really industry, it's more financial capital structured. The capitalist and the bankers, which were the capitalists because the bankers held the capital. The capital was gold. And here in America, silver, originally. The capitalists were the lenders. And the global structure of the banking was all connected through gold. That was, oh, hang on a second. That helped absolutely none. Let's see if it'll fix itself. I'm a little blurry right now. That global structure, the global banking structure was used the gold as the monetary unit of exchange amongst all of the bankers. So The gold was the money of the elites. Always has been. Always has been. It's why the founding fathers chose silver over gold as the U.S. reserve for its currency. It's so fundamental that you understand this is not our war. This is not your and my war. None here in America, we're going to be fine. Now, when I say fine, I mean that relatively. When I say fine, we're not going to run out of gas and we're not going to run out of food. But the rest of the world, except maybe Mexico and Canada and South America, because they're pretty self-sufficient, mostly. The rest of the East is proper fucked. And the Europe, sorry guys, I mean, you're fucked. Especially Germany. Because Germans, you better get a motherfucking blanket. Because you better hope this gets resolved before winter. Because Russia's largest oil producing port just got hit. And it's probably going to have issues. Germany gets their oil from and natural gas from Russia. And they were getting some from the Middle East. Shit going on with the Middle East, they ain't getting none. We have Australia already running out of fuel. And more importantly, because of the global structure of our food production, we now use artificial fertilizer, and all of that, or a lot of that, comes out of the Middle East. Well, guys, the way we grow our crops and our seeds and all, it's so non-natural now that if we don't have that fertilizer, now once again, America has plenty of natural gas, so it can make plenty of the fertilizer. Europe, not so fucking much. And if you have to understand, the old world order knows it's going to lose. But they are trying to bring the system down. They're trying to bring the whole system down so that I just hate to say it, but they have a Chairman Mao mindset. Oh, we want to get rid of the farmers? Oh, okay, well, we'll just kill them all. Or the communist Russians in the early revolution, they just let people starve. It was like, well, if you want to make an omelet, you got to, fucking break some eggs. I mean, just because it's a couple, 10, 20, 30, 40, 90 million people, we can replace them. They're just people. Yeah, it's the old system cannot allow the transition into the new decentralized system because they can't control the new decentralized system. Now, they might be able to control a couple people, See, this is why the Bitcoin is so important. They can only regulate you if you allow regulation. If you adhere to the regulation just because it's written down on a fucking piece of paper, the blockchain doesn't give a fuck about a government regulation. You can send your Bitcoin wherever the fuck you want to. And for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, I'm hoping it's less than fucking 10 years, but we're going to go through some interesting fucking times. This is one of the most important moments in human history because, oh, hang on 1 second. Word from the sponsor.
Ever wondered how safe your online activities really are? How secure is your digital footprint? In the vast realm of the internet, privacy and security are paramount. Without adequate protection, your personal data might be at risk. There are solutions to these issues, and today we're going to talk about 2 of them. Introducing Liberty laptops from Calyx Solutions. These cutting-edge devices are meticulously designed to bolster online privacy, providing you the liberty to surf the internet incognito. The World Wide Web can be a wild frontier, but with Liberty laptops, your online privacy is always protected. We also present you crypto laptops, designed with cryptocurrency users in mind. Equipped to support a myriad of wallets and exchanges, these laptops are tailored for seamless cryptocurrency transactions. They offer enhanced security protocols to keep your digital assets safe. Crypto laptops ensures a secure and smooth cryptocurrency experience. It's time to take control of your online privacy and security. Venture over to Calyx Solutions and explore our Liberty laptops and crypto laptops. Don't forget, our affiliate program lets you earn $50 per sale. Visit calyxsolutions.io now or call 7028458276 for more information, because your online safety is our priority.
You're damn right it is. Now, what's going on in Washington, D.C.? The Clarity Act is dead. It's just, the banks will not let it pass because they have a lot of congressmen and senators in their fucking pocket. And they want control over the new system, which includes the digital system, the digital tokens, the digital currencies, because they know that the only reason they exist is legislatively. They do not exist out of pure, just good, wholesome, capitalistic competition. No, it's legislation that actually keeps the banks alive. Because if we lived in a free market of fucking banks, JP Morgan wouldn't exist. They cannot compete because they need the old legal structure for the banks to set them as preferred. That's why the banks are suing the Federal Reserve for allowing Kraken to even have a general account at the Federal Reserve, because they cannot let the new system plug into the old system, because the new system will drain the liquidity and the purchasing power out of their control. It is the old Rothschild saying of, I care not who writes the laws as long as I control the money. because they know that the money is the only thing that we all share. And a shared system that we all use means they can control the system. Now, the government, and since the Clarity Act is not going to pass, Trump is using the SEC and other organizations to set up the structure so that if in the next election, and I mean presidential election, if in the next election Trump loses, the system is already in place where the crypto network has infiltrated the old system so much that it cannot be removed. Now, will they try? Absolutely. It's what they did in Germany. That's how they, in World War I, that's how they basically wiped out Germany, was they took over the banking structure and then they destroyed the currency. You guys may have heard lately how Iran wants reparations. You destroyed all our stuff. You're breaking our stuff. We want reparations. That also links with World War I, because if you realize the whole area we're at war at right now, Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, none of that shit existed. None of those countries existed until the early 1900s. Because Great Britain, with some help from Hitler, rearranged that whole area. They reorganized the map. See, that whole area was Persia, the Persian Empire. That whole area, Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, all of that area was Persia. They wanted to remove all of the republics. You have to understand this is a centralization war against republic war. Nationalization. Because republics are actually built on nations. It's once you wrap your head around that the world is either centralized or it is decentralized. That's the war we are in right now. This is, right? So what happens when Powell is out in May? The new guy's job is to slowly deconstruct the Federal Reserve. See, as much as we want to outlaw the Federal Reserve, what Trump wants to do is absorb the Federal Reserve structure into the Treasury Department. All right? He understands what Andrew Jackson understood. That's why in the Oval Office, there's a picture of Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson knew the bankers of the time were trying to take over America. Yes, Europe, Great Britain, those fuckers. Now, remember, not the people of Great Britain, the elites of Great Britain, which was the bankers. They ran Great Britain. They ran London. And as as Andrew Jackson slapped the sheet right out of the National Bank and got rid of them. That's what led to the Civil War, because the Civil War was never about slavery. That was absolute fucking bullshit. It was to hold the Union together because they wanted to reconstruct the Constitution. And that's what the Civil War was actually about. We are going through, in a way, a global civil war because you have centralized against decentralized. That's what the Civil War was. The South wanted to remain decentralized, where the North wanted to centralize the government and the country. And the South was like, fuck you, kiss our ass. And the North was like, no, you cannot secede from the Union. And the South was like, fuck you, motherfucker, you broke the Union contract yourself. Whole nother story. But that's where we're at now. And where this should end up is there will be an East, and Russia and China will handle the East. Remember, America, this is when we get back to the Monroe Doctrine that we heard so much about a few months ago and ain't heard cricket shit since. The Monroe Doctrine is what Trump is implementing. Read up on the Monroe Doctrine, what it was. It was basically telling Britain, mind your fucking business. Don't you enter into any of this land over here. Fuck the fuck off. We don't trust you motherfuckers. That's what the Monroe Doctrine basically said, is America has hemispheric control of this area. And Europe, Great Britain, was like, no, that ain't fucking, no, that ain't gonna happen. No, fuck you. Civil War, boom. Which involved France, which was also bankers. This is so rinse and repeat of leading up to the Civil War of America and where we're at now. Because we are at, right, instead of the North and the South, we have the East and the West. And the bankers over in Europe have lost control of the Middle East. That was their foothold. You have to remember, Great Britain controlled that whole area for years. It was all under Great Britain rule. Right? Remember that movie, Lethal Weapon? Yeah, everyone my age or older, you remember Lethal Weapon. Remember how they, in the movie, they were like, free South Africa, apartheid, blah, 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 blah. That was because Great Britain ran South Africa. How the fuck do you think someone as cracker ass as Elon Musk is a South African? All right. He ain't, I mean, that motherfucker didn't hit, his heritage isn't a tribe out in the Sierra. Elon Musk lived in South Africa under Great Britain rule. Look at his dad. Look, you really want to learn some shit? Look into who Elon Musk's grandfather is and what he put down. Elon Musk's grandfather advocated for a technocracy. His fucking grandfather. You think Elon Musk is just like, oh, hey, by the way, wouldn't it be nice if AI basically ran the fucking world? Look at his grandfather. And his grandfather, not a fan of the Jews. His grandfather was a member of a group. Just Google Elon Musk's grandfather and see how close he was with his grandfather. That was dude, when I went down that rabbit hole, I almost wound up as nuts as Elon. But like I'm saying, the East has been ran by Great Britain and the city of London forever, right? Well, I can't say forever, but a damn long time. And that's what's breaking apart. That's what's falling apart. Apartheid. What we're going through now, and it's reaching a point where we're no longer slowly separating the old system from the new system. We're reaching the point where we must rip away. And when I say rip, what I mean is there will be heavy resistance now. All right? The heavy resistance is the old system, Great Britain and their allies. They know they're done. They know that their system can no longer hold up. Now, as this happens, America in general is kind of going to be okay. Kind of. And when I say we're kind of going to be okay, the odds of us all fucking dying are lower than those not in America. But remember who we're dealing with. This is what has me worried. These are the same people, the same mindset, the same systems that were created and created World War I and World War II. These people don't mind if a couple 100 million people die. They aren't looking at this as how do we not kill a bunch of people? They're looking at this as how do we win? And Israel, and when I say Israel, I don't mean the real Jews. The real Jews are just as fucked as we are. I mean the Khazarian Jews, also known as the Khazarian Mafia. Those are the fucking problem. Because this is, you don't see many Jewish plumbers. You don't see a lot of Jewish, ironically, carpenters. Their whole civilization of Jewry is actually based on the system surviving as they built it. Well, if that system goes down, if that system is replaced, they're in deep shit. See, I have a theory. AI is more of a threat to the global banking and Khazarian Jew structure than anything, especially blockchain like Bitcoin. It's because the Jews, let me say the Khazarian Jews, these are the name changers, like Rothschild isn't their real last name. The Khazarians always change their name. Remember after World War II, where we flooded over a lot of Jewish scientists and like bankers and financiers and stuff? Like 90% of the Jewish people brought over from Europe after World War II changed their names. Because it wasn't popular to be a Jew. Now, here's a little homework for you. Number one, I want you to look into Elon Musk's grandfather. Hey, what's the name of that book? No.
Protocols of the Elders.
Yes, Protocols of the Elders of Zion. And Elon Musk's grandfather's last name was Halderman. Look that shit up. I'm telling you, Elon Musk's grandfather pushed for the publication of what I just said about Zion. I can never remember the name of that damn thing. Oh, Protocols of the Elders of Zion. Right. His grandfather was a huge pusher of that. And if you know what the Protocols of the Elders of Zion was, read the book Henry Ford wrote called The International Jew. Henry Ford, yeah, the Ford guy, wrote a group of articles that were made into a book called The International Jew. And he's talking about the Khazarian Jews, not the natural ethnic Jews. And he says that in the book, that the ethnic Jews are the victims of the Khazarian Jews. And this is who's at war in Israel right now, because Israel's having a civil war in the middle of this war. We're just having one big fucking war party. But okay, so number one homework, look up Elon Musk's grandfather. All right. Elon Musk's grandfather. Second, I want you to look up early news papers from the early America, like 1810. Here, this is what you search for: newspaper reporting when the White House was on fire in the early 1800s. That time period will give you a breakdown of what the true mentality was against the global bankers, as George Washington referred to them, the Illuminati, because they were known as the Illuminati, and how the Illuminati had partnered with the Muslims of the sea. Research all of this, right? The bankers had actually partnered with pirates, and that's why we created our, I think it was Navy. Yeah, that's why we created our Navy. Or was it the Marines? Shit. I want to say, was it the Marines? It's in the song of the creation of the branch. But you get my point. This war, and remember this, we are in World War III, guys. We just haven't collectively named it that yet. World War II wasn't World War II until after World War II. World War I wasn't World War I until after World War II. Because we did, well, some knew we did have a World War II, but prior to World War II, we actually called World War I the Great War. So, all right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. My advice: learn your Bitcoin, learn who Elon Musk's grandfather was and how he was pushing for a technocratic government. Technocratic. Let that sink the fuck in, that Elon's grandfather was pushing that. Yes. Thomas Jefferson created the Marines. Yes. Right? Look up Elon Musk's grandfather and look up the media reporting around the White House fire. I think it was like 1910. Or I'm sorry, 1810, 1815. I'm a little off on that. All right. Everyone, have a great day. I love you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Tired of jumping through hoops to buy Bitcoin? Frustrated with endless paperwork and invasive identity checks? Introducing Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club's loan program. No KYC required. Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to freedom. Borrow up to $250,000 at as little as 7% interest. Join our community and take control of your financial future. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where privacy meets opportunity. Connect with like-minded individuals and grow together. Visit us today and unlock your $250,000 Bitcoin loan. Your journey to financial freedom starts here.